Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your girl, Sugary Girl, Canty 2012, and I'm here to bring you guys a new video. I'm so sorry why. I don't know why I'm so fucking upbeat. Maybe it's because I'm over here sipping coffee at 4 p.m. So, excuse me for that. But, yeah, it's been a whole hot minute since I uploaded a video on this goddamn channel or any of my channels, to be quite honest. I'm trying to push myself and, get back into editing more and uploading more and stuff like that, like I used to in the past. But, you know, phew, life. With that being said, let me go ahead and jump right into this video. So, it has been a whirl of bullshit, just like, it's just been going on. Like, it's been a whirl of fucking bullshit. Like, wow. It's fucking laughable, okay? Now, as a PlayStation fan or fanboy or whatever you are, you're laughing at this, okay? So for the past, what? I'm gonna say, I ain't even gonna say a few weeks because this shit has been happening ever since Sony came out and showed us the fucking PS5 and, some games running on the PS5 all the way back in fucking June. I believe it was June. Yeah, June. Okay, so everybody that was complaining about not seeing the PS5, this and that, and da 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 da, we finally got it. It was out there, and everybody was talking about it, and then all of a sudden, people start going back to the anti-consumer bullshit talk and all the other messed up shit, like calling PlayStation fans and fanboys toxic. Like I literally cannot get on my Twitter app and not see somebody bitching and whining about PlayStation fans or fanboys or just in general being toxic. And I'm like, somebody please fucking inform me. Please fucking inform me what's so toxic about PlayStation right now. Somebody please fucking inform me. Like, what's so fucking toxic about the PlayStation fan base? Like, seriously, you guys have only started to fucking say this due to the recent events that have occurred within gaming. So straight up, Sony basically fucking said that there's not a fucking third party company that we haven't fucking approached for exclusive content, excuse me. Okay, we going after that nigga. We aggressive right now. We not fucking playing no games. We don't know what the fuck Microsoft is over here doing, and we certainly don't give a shit. We're trying to cater to our fan base or any future fans. You feel me? And that's all that matters. And saying shit like that, among other shit, has gotten Xbox fanboys super fucking pissed. It's like you guys would think you guys would take all this energy that you have against hating on Sony and being mad at Sony and put it into Microsoft to fucking get some fixes around this piece. To give you guys what Sony is giving their fans and their fan base. You feel me? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me how you guys can be mad at Sony acquiring some exclusive content from a third party, and then you have Microsoft over here who they're saying, wasn't gonna pay the asking price, and Sony was like, fuck it, we'll take it. Microsoft are being cheap. When you think about the Microsoft of now to the Microsoft back then, there is no fucking comparison. It's completely like fucking alien right now, dude. Is like they fucking hate gaming. Like they're fucking against this shit. Like they're fucking against this shit, dude. Like all that shit now is bad to them. And the fact that nobody can fucking see that is frustrating as a fucking gamer. Is because like you want the competition, but if your competition isn't putting his all into it, then what's the fucking point? If the fan base don't give a shit and the fan base keep catering to bullshit, then what can you fucking do? If they don't want change and they don't want good, then what the fuck can our words do as a PlayStation fan or fanboy or as a Nintendo fan or a PC fan or whoever? You feel me? Our voices can do nothing. And especially it's even worse when you got the real fans who want to see change and who wants to see good games and all this other bullshit. Excuse me, I just fucking swapped the damn fly. But instead you have the execs, the Microsoft execs catering to the fucking fanboys and listening to the fucking fanboys who are telling them that games are bad and exclusives are bad and this and that, all this other raggedy ass shit that have made consoles what they are fucking today. Instead, Microsoft are catering to them and listening to them, and the real fans are being ignored because the real fans are giving them real criticism because they like the fan. They like been fans for a very long time of the Xbox brand, and they just want to fucking see some fucking change. But they get ignored. They get ignored. They get called toxic. They get told to, why don't you just go ahead and get a PlayStation since you want to complain so much and this and that and da 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 da. Like, are you serious right now? Like, y'all are really mad at people wanting change, people wanting games. Like, seriously, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And that's what PlayStation fans and fanboys are being called toxic for. You're being called toxic because, Sony are giving us as gamers what we fucking want, and that's the games, that's the content. And let's not forget that when it came to all this exclusive fucking content, that Microsoft used to do all this bullshit. And they still doing it. But these motherfuckers ignoring it. Okay? They're ignoring it just to criticize Sony. Just to call Sony anti-consumer this, anti-consumer that, excuse me. Like, y'all literally throwing that word around like it's just nothing. Like, y'all are completely just like depleting the energy, not the energy, the definition of what the fuck that word really fucking means. Like, it's just, y'all use that at any chance you fucking get. You can't use a fucking PS4 controller with a fucking PS5 and that's anti-consumer suddenly. Something that, we've known that when we get a fucking new console, that with that new console, we get new fucking everything. If you decided to buy like 100 fucking controllers or whatever pieces you did to your PlayStation, then that's on you, my nigga. That's on you, okay? I got 4 controllers. I don't have a lot. I don't have as much as everybody else, but that's because I wanted those 4 fucking controllers. And I know that I'm going to have to fucking start over when it comes to a new console. Like, that's literally no fucking big deal to me. Like, at all, my nigga. Like, it's no big deal to me. Period. Like, the fuck, it comes with the territory. And this is something we've known since fucking consoles became a thing. You get a new console, you get new prep reels. Period. The fuck is not a big deal. But anyway, like, I don't know, man. Like, if it's PlayStation fans talking about how good the graphics are of the games, it's because it's true. Sony have a lot of good developers under their fucking belt, bruh. Like, it's like, what do you guys want us to do? Not fucking talk about that? Not fucking talk about it because we're gonna talk about it. Like, Sony have some badass fucking developers under their belt. Probably, if not the best developers under their fucking belt. So it's like, what do you guys want us to do? To not fucking talk about it? Because we're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. And why is that something that makes you guys mad? Especially because some of you so-called neutral gamers, you own multiple consoles. So this is something that shouldn't be making you mad. This is something that shouldn't be making you upset. This is something that should be making you be like, oh yeah, you know what? I got a PlayStation. I'm good. But instead, y'all choose to be mad for no fucking reason, which makes no fucking sense to me. And then y'all want to run around this bitch talking about how neutral you are. Bitch, please get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, because it makes no fucking sense to me. Real life, it makes no fucking sense to me, Slim. Seriously. Y'all need to get that shit together, dog. I promise you that you could be as neutral of a gamer as you want. You could be, I prefer all consoles all you want, my nigga, but you're always going to have a fucking preference for one of them bitches. Okay, me, when I was a fucking Nintendo fan, I used to be a multi-console owner, excuse me. My always preferred console used to be just fucking Nintendo. Okay, and that's until I got a PlayStation. But then it became PlayStation, and then that's all it became because that's all I really had time for. And once my life starts shifting and changing, and I start getting different jobs and, everything going on with my family and stuff like that, like seriously, dog. Seriously. Anyway. Whew. I want to talk about some of these points I made on Twitter when like I said before, I've been seeing this a lot on my Twitter recently where people are calling PlayStation fans the most toxic this and toxic that, excuse me. And I'm just sitting here like, what makes us really toxic? I mean, yeah, you got some fucking clowns sometimes that will come at people foul and do some raggedy ass shit, like making fun of somebody's sexuality or making fun of what somebody is and this and that and da 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 da. You got them people on all fences. But people are literally calling the PlayStation fan base toxic just because of the games, just because of what Sony are giving us, and just because we're excited for this shit. That's why people are calling us toxic. Just because we sit here and we talk about the graphics or how pretty a game looks and how it's one of the best looking games this generation, because it's true. Sony's developers took that motherfucking PS4 and they utilized the fuck out of that motherfucker. How can you sit there again and not take notice of that and not talk about it? Like you ain't got no fucking choice, my nigga. You gonna talk about it because the game is beautiful. I mean, the developers are fucking amazing. Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica, Guerrilla Games, like Insomniac, like hello. How do you just fucking ignore that? You can't fucking ignore that, dude. You're gonna talk about it. That doesn't make you toxic for it either. Because I'm going to acknowledge that Insomniac or fucking Guerrilla Games, Sony Santa Monica, excuse me, Naughty Dog are some badass fucking developers. Like, period, point blank. Like, that's non-debatable. It's non-debatable. They make some of the best games in the fucking industry. Come on, bruh. There's a reason why their games keep winning Game of the Years and they keep getting all these 10s out of 10s and like just getting all these perfect scores, winning game awards constantly. Like there's a reason for all that, dude. Like seriously. Anyway, so I made some points on Twitter yesterday when I seen, like, I just got tired to the point, like I said before, I've been seeing this shit all up and down my Twitter of people calling the PlayStation fan base fucking toxic. And I'm just trying to sit here and figure out what makes us toxic. My coffee over here getting cold as shit too. Hold up, y'all. Anyway, 4 p.m. and I'm drinking coffee. Like, that's not even me, dog. But anyway. Anyway, so like I said, like, you know, I've been seeing this all over my Twitter account, on my timeline of people saying the PlayStation fan base is toxic, you know. I don't understand why you guys gotta be so toxic and so fanboyish and shit. Like, which again doesn't make any sense to me, and it's coming from the Xbox fanboys saying it's bullshit, like we're toxic. Like all of a sudden we became toxic just because Sony are catering to us as gamers, giving us what we want as gamers. All of a sudden that's toxic because Microsoft aren't catering to y'all, but it's y'all own damn fault because y'all are kissing these execs ass instead of sitting here fucking demanding for better. If you don't demand better, how the fuck are you gonna get better? And again, like I said in the beginning, dog, it's like there are real Xbox fans who are demanding better, but are being fucking ignored because you got these fanboys who are kissing up to these fucking execs, and these execs listening to these niggas, and these niggas pushing on the narrative that you don't need fucking excuses anymore. We don't need fucking games anymore. We don't need to buy them anymore. We don't need to support developers anymore. That's who they're fucking choosing to listen to instead of the real fans who want to see fucking change, my nigga. Who want to see fucking change. And they're getting ignored. And that's fucking sad. And that's really fucking sad. Don't try to call us toxic or try to come at us sideways because we, as the PlayStation fan base, are calling that bullshit out. It's like now all of a sudden telling the fucking truth is now considered toxic. Like we're all like, I hate that shit. Everybody that knows me since I've been on the fucking web knows that I hate it when people try to shut me up or try to tell me, you know, you can't say that because, you know, you're a bitch and you're this and you're that and da 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 just because I'm telling the truth on something. No, I be fucking damn, like I don't give a shit who the hell I piss off, who the hell I lose and cut ties with. That mean we weren't really fucking cool to begin with, you feel me? If you cut ties with me because I'm keeping it 100% and I'm keeping it real, then you can kiss my ass too. Because I'm not kissing your ass to cater to you, and that's point blank period. I don't know, it's ridiculous to me. But, okay, let me go read off of this because, wow, bro, like, I'm really getting hype. I think it's because I done drunk this damn coffee, and I normally don't drink coffee at fucking 4 in the morning. I mean, 4 p.m., excuse me. I'm getting it all fucked up. Anyway, so I made this little list when I seen this little poll because, like I said before, once again, you know, I got tired of seeing it down my timeline, so I finally took the time to respond to one of these things. So, I read off a list. And I was like, laugh my fucking ass off. Y'all really said PlayStation is the most toxic. Seriously? And go back to the beginning of this video. So, I said, who was the one running around leaking PlayStation games? The Last of Us 2 because y'all hated Sony. Xbox fanboys. Now, I will admit there were some PlayStation fanboys who were on that toxic bullshit and were fucking posting and leaking the game on purpose. I will admit there were some fucking PlayStation fans doing that because I had to unfollow a couple of these niggas because they kept posting it. I had to mute and unfollow a couple of these niggas because they kept talking about it. Either, you know, oh my god, did you see The Last of Us 2? You know, it had this and that. It was positive, but I didn't want the game spoiled for me. You feel me? And then, you had the ones that would talk about like the sexuality of these characters, and then try to come at other PlayStation fans and be like, "Y'all good with that?" and this and that and da 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 da. I had to unfollow one dude, a couple. Well, I think it was one or two dudes, because I just got tired of seeing that shit on my timeline. So I was like, you know what, dude? I ain't even got time for this shit. And I have no issue at all with calling anybody out. I don't give a fuck what platform you're on. And I had to call him out. I'm like, I can't follow you if this is what you gonna fucking do. If you're that fucking mad, like it's been like what 2-3 months and you still this mad over this shit. Like, get over it. People are fucking buying the game. Take your ass home, my nigga. Go play something else. The fuck you keep fucking talking about it, you know? But anyway, yeah, but majority of the time it was Xbox fanboys who did do it, and it was one fucking Xbox fanboy who did it. Not one, but it was a lot of them niggas that was doing it. They was going on to every fucking PlayStation post and every Naughty Dog post, and they were just spoiling the fucking game and using it as ammo against PlayStation fans. Like, it was just really fucking disgusting. Really disgusting fucking month of them doing that bullshit. But they're not toxic, okay? And I was like, who was the one crying about crossplay when a majority of PlayStation fans didn't care for it? Xbox fanboys and Phil Spencer. Do you guys realize how many times this whole generation, Phil Spencer would get on this motherfucker and cry about crossplay, and then the fanboys? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your girl, Sugary Girl Candy again. So basically, this is going to be a continuation of the first part that I was working on. But I got too many interruptions, so I had to come back like hours later to finish this shit. Cause like, yeah, family, bro, I tell you. Anyway, so I believe the last part that I left off on this tweet that I was reading off that I wrote about a day ago was the crossplay situation. So with the crossplay situation, we know that when it came to who wanted it the most, it was Xbox fanboys, which didn't make any fucking sense, and Phil Spencer, which didn't make any fucking sense because, they didn't fuck with the PlayStation ecosystem. They didn't like PlayStation. They hated the PlayStation. So why would you want to play with PlayStation players and y'all hate the fan base and y'all hate PlayStation as a whole? Didn't make any damn sense to me. And it was like all of this came about just because of Microsoft and Nintendo's relationship, or whatever relationship they fucking had. I don't call it a relationship because, from my point of view, and probably from many, excuse me, Microsoft have been the ones that have been giving Nintendo every goddamn thing, and Nintendo ain't been giving shit back. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what type of relationship or whatever the fuck y'all want to call that, because to me that's not a relationship, because Nintendo was not willing to give any of their characters to Microsoft, while Microsoft was just willingly handing over all their shit. And it's crazy because even at one point in time, Xbox fanboys was with that fuck shit. And I'm like, again, this is one of those cases of you guys pandering to it, and then, again, you get mad that PlayStation is doing some shit for their fan base because Microsoft's not doing it, but you had every opportunity to tell Microsoft this is not what you wanted and this is what you didn't like. So, I don't know. But anyway, we all know during that crossplay situation, it was fucking awful. And, there was even a point in time where Bethesda even chimed in and was like, you guys should do crossplay and this and that. And we all know, like, Bethesda had no liking for the PlayStation brand. There was complete Microsoft dick riders, which is why I was surprised that Bethesda was working with Sony. Because I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this voodoo shit? It's still surprising to me to this very day. I don't know, like, maybe they think they cross PlayStation fans a little too much, but I don't know what the case may have been. But they've been doing too much fuck shit to Sony and the platform, and then turn around and do this with the PS5. I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense to me, and never will make any sense to me. But they chimed in on the fucking crossplay business, and then next thing you know, there was an article that came out talking about how they weren't gonna do it, or they weren't gonna be doing it anytime soon. So I was sitting here like, what was even the point of chiming in and giving y'all unasked for opinions and thoughts on the situation when y'all wasn't gonna have any games that was gonna even like take care of this? Matter of fact, there's not really too many games that even pander. Like, there's not even too many games that use this functionality. So again, it was just all one of those fake outrage type of things, and people pretending to be PlayStation fans telling Sony how much they hate them because they're not doing it and this and that and da 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 da. Like, again, acting like things that we used to do in the past with something brand new this generation. Like, I don't know, this generation is just so full of shit nowadays, bro, which is why I can't really fuck with this generation of gamers. Anyway, let's move on to the next portion of this. And I was like, who are the current ones, excuse me, who are the current ones crying about the Avengers? The Avengers game, by the way, which I didn't put games. Xbox fanboys. Um, wow. So they were out here really doing like petitions and talking about boycotting. Who was it? Who is it in charge of this shit? Square Enix. Talking about they were gonna boycott this and that, and it was all because the PlayStation brand was gonna be getting Spider-Man as some content, right? Which is not something that's unusual because Spider-Man is under Sony's belt and for the foreseeable future. So it wasn't surprising that they would be like, you guys get Spider-Man, da 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 da. So yeah, they were pretty pissed about that to the point that they were trying to boycott and petition and all this other dumbass shit like they normally do. Like, I don't know. Like, it's even more ridiculous, and I said this in the beginning, when neutral gamers try to chime in at how terrible a practice is, because if you're neutral, excuse me, this is something that isn't going to bother you, and this is something that you won't give a shit about because you have all the platforms. So why do you care who gets what if you can just fucking play it and enjoy it for yourself? Like, at the end of the day, you guys need to stop this bullshit. Like, you're all for gamers and you're all for everyone when we know you guys aren't. At the end of the motherfucking day, you can be as neutral as you want to be. You're always going to have and prefer a preference for one of these damn consoles. I was a multi-console owner, and um, at first it was Nintendo, Sega, Atari. Then it was Nintendo and Sega. And then, when Sega came out, after having an Atari and Nintendo, and we got the Sega alongside the Nintendo, Sega became my preference because Sega just had a lot of things that me and my twin bro like enjoyed and liked. Like, the games were different than what we were used to seeing when we played on Nintendo consoles back then. So back then we preferred the Sega, despite the fact that we were multi-console owners, So regardless of what, you're always gonna have a preference for one or the other. So you can't sit here and tell me that you love every damn console equally, because I will not fucking believe that. And at the end of the goddamn day, Sony are the ones that are have put out, excuse me, are putting out and have put out all these great games that have won multiple Game of the Years, that have got beautiful ass scores. They look beautiful, they play beautiful, and it's just amazing with how much the developers under Sony can do and what they have done with this PlayStation 4 that's now 7 plus years old. So it's like, wow, you can't help but be like, damn, it's like you can't look at it and be like it's terrible. Like, you just can't. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Okay? Because their developers just do such amazing fucking work. You feel me? But anyway, on to the next point. Um, the next point I said, who are the ones crying about not being able to use a PS4 controller with a fucking PS5, as if the PS5 won't come with the PS5 controller? Oh yeah, Xbox fanboys. I don't know, man. Yes, that really is real. There have been people bitching and whining about the fact that they won't be able to use a fucking PS4 controller with a PS5. Again, this is another one of those cases of people taking something that has been fucking normal in gaming for fucking years and decades and acting like it's something brand new. When you get a new console, you get brand new peripherals. That's it. It's nothing new. And if I decide to buy a fucking 50 or 60 or 70 something different fucking PlayStation 4 controllers, then that's on me. That's not Sony's problem. That's not anybody's problem but your own, my nigga. Like, it's really not. So you cannot be mad at them for wanting to move on and to just get ready to start doing next gen shit. Such a ridiculous thing. Like, I've never seen people get mad at a company wanting to move on and be next gen. I mean, they're not even completely moving on because we still have tons of things dropping for the PS4. So Sony haven't completely just like killed it off and, said to hell with it. It's just that, when it's time for us to move on, dog. It's time for us to move on. It's like, how much longer do you guys expect for us to hang on to these damn consoles, man? They're old as hell. I'm not finna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No, we good. We Gucci. Anyway, just like get over it. Xbox fanboys are the ones that started the puddle gay bullshit. Shit had to get debunked multiple goddamn times by the developers and by all these other people making all these damn videos about it, which is crazy. And it was even funnier is how the fact that Insomniac even took that and made a joke about it in the upcoming Spider-Man for the PS5 with Miles Morales. So I found that to be fucking hilarious. That's how big of an issue y'all made that one stupid ass thing be. Like that's how big y'all made that fucking issue. Is they now they're poking fun of it. Who trashes every PlayStation exclusive that drops, screaming downgrade every damn time? Xbox fanboys. Like seriously, like this is like a reoccurring thing. You know, the moment a PlayStation exclusive drops, here they are calling it trash, downgrade, this and that, which is fucking crazy because they never take the time to look at their games like fucking Crackdown 3 and all these other unfinished games, and they never sit there and dissect it and say this shit is unfinished, it's downgraded, none of that. They don't never take the time to do any of that, but they're so focused on looking at a PlayStation fucking PlayStation exclusive, excuse me, that just dropped just to say, oh my god, it got downgraded when it's like a blade of grass that literally doesn't look like it looked like when it was shown at E3 or some bullshit like that. I don't know. It's just crazy insane. Like you guys really have to give credit to again the developers for pulling as much as they could out of the PS4. Like you gotta give them all this credit, my nigga, because they literally took the PS4 and they used it to all of its capabilities compared to what Microsoft have done with the Series X. Like, what games, what exclusive games that's just for the fucking Xbox? I ain't talking about for PC or Nintendo or none of that. I'm talking about exclusively for the Xbox that has actually took the Series X and pushed that shit to the max. Exactly. You can't really give me anything that is pushed it to the max. I mean, you probably give me Gears of War, again, but that was on PC also. So it was like, I don't know, bro. Like you can't. No, you can't fuck. You're not allowed to do that. I'm sorry. um. Mm-hmm. Who takes every opportunity to doubt what the PS5 can do, but are always proven wrong? Xbox fanboys. Is this not true? Like it seemed like every single day there's a new article talking about what the PS5 can do when they were over here screaming months back and even a few weeks ago that the PS5 wouldn't be able to do this, wouldn't be able to do that, it's the weaker platform and this and that. And speaking of platform and power and all this other bullshit, it's like how can you honestly look at a PlayStation fan or fanboy and talk about, us being the most toxic fan base when here you got Xbox fanboys always screaming about 12 T flops and power this and power that, and then the Xbox fucking produces a game like the Halo trailer and gameplay no gameplay, excuse me, the gameplay video that we seen and gave us that subpar shit. Like you guys really need to fucking stop. Like you guys really need to fucking stop. And then on top of which, you fucking guys literally said the reason why Microsoft show wasn't good was because of COVID-19, the coronavirus. And I just have to sit here and have to fucking laugh because the same shit y'all trying to pull, the same excuse y'all trying to pull is what y'all did to Sony. Y'all tore Sony the fuck apart when Sony started pulling out of these. Like, when this is when the fucking coronavirus started fucking taking off and Sony started pulling out all these conferences. And then, you guys were dogging them. You guys were talking all types of bullshit against them because they pulled out and they wanted to protect, look out for the safety of their employees. And you guys dogged them for it. But now you want to fucking turn around and try to say, oh, the reason why Microsoft conference wasn't so good was because of COVID-19. Bull fucking shit. So you mean to tell me that Sony's developers and everybody they had at their little virtual conference was able to do all of what they did being at home, but Microsoft's fucking developers and employees can't do the same? That's bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit to me. And you can't fucking try to use that excuse. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Anyway, moving on. You guys constantly scream about Game Pass and how it's the best thing since sliced bread, and we shouldn't buy games anymore. We shouldn't support developers. But again, PlayStation fans and fanboys are supposed to be the most toxic. You guys are literally telling us not to buy games anymore and not to support developers anymore. But we're toxic, you know? Like there have been multiple articles that have came out about how the Game Pass really is just a push for the Xbox. It's not really making them any heavy money right now. I mean, really, dude. Like, and don't even try to pull that PSN Now bullshit with me because I don't even fuck with PSN Now at either. Like, I don't fuck with any game subscription service at all. I tried PS Now one time, and I tried to play Saints Row 3. I'm glad that Saints Row 3 got a remaster, by the way, because I just couldn't with that shit on PlayStation Now. Okay? Anyway, I tried to fucking play Saints Row 3 on PlayStation Now, and that shit just gave me all types of issues, and that was just like my. I don't need this bullshit. I don't need it. So that was my thing, and I stopped fucking with it. I deleted that shit off my PlayStation 4, and that was it. I was like, I'm not dealing with this shit. I don't like it. Um, you guys constantly scream about Sony being a Japanese company and beating the hell out of a fucking American company. You guys get mad at that. The fact that they're not American, talking about you guys aren't American if you don't support Xbox. Like all types of dumb shit. This is why the whole fucking world laughs at us as a fucking country, dog. Because we always like act superior and like we always act way more superior than we really fucking are when we're really fucking not. Okay? That's the stupidest shit to come from anybody's goddamn mouth. Like, if more people like a PlayStation consoles, then so the hell what? Good God. And who got sued for fanboying too much, being an overall douche about the Japanese company by being extremely racist, being misogynist? Oh yeah, Xbox fanboys. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know exactly who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. How there were a heap of real Xbox fans in Brazil who were trying to go after a few people on who were being endorsed by the Xbox brand in Brazil, and you know how they were heavily being endorsed by them, and they, you know, Xbox fans, and I guarantee you that Microsoft wouldn't have paid attention to it. Microsoft in Brazil, they wouldn't have paid attention to it if it wouldn't have gotten big. Just like with the situation with Mixer, when a former employee came out about how racist the head bitch in charge was to pretty much all the employees and including him and all the shit he got. And I'm pretty damn sure that if that wouldn't have gotten big, then Microsoft, Noah Phil Spencer, would have paid attention to it. And I don't know if anything ended up happening to her or not, if she got fired or not. But the point is that it don't seem like Microsoft really care about taking care of big issues like that unless it gets huge. And so this issue got became huge because these Xbox fans in Brazil were hitting up just pretty much every like developer. They were even hitting up like Sony developers like Cory Barlog and Neil Druckmann and stuff like that, asking them for help. You know, can you please help us get rid of this dude? You know, help us, help us, help us. And you know, because of them, is the reason why that dude is now. I don't know if his whole YouTube channel is gone, but it's the reason why a lot of his shit got taken down, and you know, it actually got dealt with. And then the Xbox Brazil finally noticed and stopped endorsing him, which is ridiculous. And it shouldn't have taken that amount of people and fans of the Xbox brand in Brazil to reach out to Sony developers to say help us. You know, that was a ridiculous situation. On top of this dude being sued for fanboying too much, like this dude, these dudes were fucking terrible and awful, my nigga. Crazy. But, you know, PlayStation fans are supposed to be the ones that are the fucking toxic and awful ones. Now, like I said before, you know, there are toxic people on this fucking side. I'm not going to deny that, because to say that there aren't any toxic people on this side would be fucking ignorant as shit. But, you know, as far as I've been online and I've been dealing with people from each side of each console, the worst experiences always came from the Xbox side and what I've seen and what I've dealt with personally myself. And I'm like, I've had to deal with Xbox bullshit, and I'm not even on fucking Xbox. Like, that's crazy. I've got multiple videos about these niggas on my main channel. So it's like, you know, I've had to deal with these niggas too. Anyway, I don't feel like I want to read the rest of this because this shit is long and this video is getting dumbass long. Um, but if you guys want to check this specific tweet out that I tweeted, you guys can. But, you know, it was just pretty much me calling out all the bullshit that Xbox fanboys and Microsoft have done regarding the Xbox and how they don't like all the bullshit they've done, but yet they don't consider themselves toxic. Like you can't even have a discussion with these niggas or disagree with these niggas without these niggas blocking you and just on some fuck shit. And on top of all of the misinformation they fucking spread and how they've gotten dragged by actual live developers about their misinformation, and how you got all these Xbox fanboys who follow these niggas talking about they the realest in the gaming community and this and that and da, 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 da. I'm like, you must don't get out much. You just don't interact with enough people. If you look at these motherfuckers who spread misinformation constantly and say they're good people, I'm sorry, but they're not fucking good people. You're not a good person if you can't fucking properly debate. Like if you can't properly admit when you're wrong on something and somebody corrects you in the most polite way possible and you still fucking block them, I'm sorry, but you're not a good person. You're not good. Um, I don't know. It's just too much fuck shit. It's just too much fuck shit for y'all to even try to sit here and try to blame PlayStation fans or PlayStation fanboys for it when you guys have a whole lot of shit swept under the fucking rug that you have ignored and continue to ignore and just continue to let it be. Okay, so man, y'all really needed to get it together. Like, seriously, bro. You can't be mad that Sony are catering to their fan base and giving us what our consoles are made for, and that's fucking game content. Okay? That's making us happy. That's making developers happy because we're going out and we're supporting them. And I'm pretty sure that's what developers want because at the end of the day, us buying games and supporting these developers is what's putting the food on the fucking table. So we got to do that. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the question of the day at the end of the video, so you guys can give me your personal thoughts on what fan base you think is toxic and why. Please give me specific, like, please be specific, excuse me, about why you think such and such fan base is toxic, because I really want to know, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't really come across too many toxic PlayStation fans. And a lot of the times PlayStation fans are just too busy. They're either playing games or they're just joking around on Twitter. They're not really trying to take anything seriously. And it's just like the Xbox dudes that just sit here and cry and whine and moan and take every goddamn thing personal, to the point where they're pulling out your personal life. They're making everything personal. They're threatening you, and you're everything in the goddamn book. It's fucking ridiculous, my nigga. You guys really need to get it the fuck together, dude. What else? I think that's pretty much it. So again, question of the day will be at the end of the video. Y'all can give me y'all personal thoughts on this, and I will talk to you guys later. Chuck the deuce.